guys? It's the Old Master who here, and just want to give my general thoughts on War of the Sontarans, kind of what I finally settled on as far as rating goes, and then probably just kind of address how I think Series 13 is going so far, and just kind of give my general thoughts on that. I'm trying to make it a little bit shorter so that it doesn't kind of drag on, so we'll just get right into it. Initial thoughts going into my first viewing of it was I really enjoyed it. Much better than the Halloween Apocalypse. Paced so much better. Written so much better than a lot of the stuff that I've been seeing from Chibnall. The villains were nice. The historical setting was nice. The cliffhanger was amazing. Really sets up for a good next episode, which I'm excited about. And once again, going into it, I didn't really know what to expect. So, understanding what I took positively from this, I think there's a sense of still hesitation just because of what we've gotten in the past. We've gotten a good episode, we've gotten a bad episode, we've gotten a good episode, we've gotten a bad episode. It seems to be in that kind of order. Or maybe not even bad, but just kind of mediocre. What I've been liking about Series 13 Flux so far is that it really, I think, plays to Chibnall's strengths. It gives him some breathing room to set up some memorable characters, a solid plot that doesn't feel too forced, but leaves a very air of mystery around it. Because once again, Swarm is an amazing villain so far. Azure it's got this like temptation campiness to her that I really enjoy. And then Passenger just came out of nowhere, but I think I'm already going to like him too based on the Once Upon Time trailers. So there's my general thoughts on the episode and how I think Series 13 is going. Kind of addressing what's been going on Twitter with people kind of nitpicking and whatnot. I kind of fall into two categories when it comes to that. One, I do think it's nitpicking. There are plenty of examples in New Who, Classic Who, where things don't make sense. That kind of comes with the territory of writing science fiction. Because if you get too realistic with it, then it becomes just like every other show on the market right now. The thing that has always stood about Doctor Who is it's not afraid to take those weaknesses and turn it out to their benefit. Whether it's kind of using this science fiction genre platform to really say a message about humanity and different themes of, cowardice, identity, every theme under the sun, really. So, yes, I do think that nitpicking the Sontarans' aim in this episode is nitpicking. On the other hand, they are more than welcome to nitpick. If that's how they find enjoyment in consuming media, then who am I to judge, right? Because I know for myself, I do nitpick a lot too, especially when it comes to dialogue and interactions between characters. For example, Midnight Mass. Just watched that for the first time. Crazy show. Very much recommend it. It's on Netflix. It's like a horror religious combo that I never thought would actually like end up working, but ended up did. That's not my cup of tea usually with shows. I'm not a big horror guy. But the first thing that usually stuck out with me was that the first episode, at least the first like 20, 30 minutes when the characters were interacting, it was very forced. And that could just be the horror element of it kind of coming into play. But I did think that was very forced. And I think Doctor Who has probably fallen prey to that too because of the genre it's in and because that's not necessarily the focus. Not to say that we haven't had the opposite, exceptional writing, exceptional character work. But again, everyone's take on an episode, a series, a character, a villain is going to be different. And if we start attacking either side, with the exception of Bullstreak because he's just an idiot. I think there's a sense of, or even Bullstreak, like he can have his opinions as dumb as I think they are, and as silly as I think the reasonings he gives, as far as I've heard, have been very, very silly, and I don't condone that. But again, it's, I guess that if that's how he enjoys media, I guess that's how he enjoys media. I don't get it, but whatever. So I think it comes down to, in the end, we got to realize this is just a show. Obviously, I'm making a YouTube channel on because I do love this show. This is a big part of my life. But I think if we have a little bit more grace for both sides, as silly as one or two, or one or both may be, I think there will be a lot more peace in this fandom. Because I do enjoy being on Twitter a lot. I do enjoy interacting with you guys and interacting with everyone on Twitter. Even some of the ones that aren't on Twitter anymore, I very much miss them. Because they were such a blast to really just geek out about this show that has kind of helped shape my worldview and helped shape how I live my life. So yeah, that's my kind of input into the conversations that have been going on Twitter and kind of people's complaints of the episode. In the end, we're all entitled to our opinions, as silly as they can be. I'll admit some of my opinions are silly, but I have them because they help me make sense of a show and they help me make sense of life sometimes. So if we can remember that, I think it can be a lot more peaceful of a space to be in. As far as my rating goes for this episode, I was struggling with this all week, and even through my second viewing, I was having a hard time because I desperately want to give this a 10 out of 10. I enjoyed it a lot. But I am going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. Only because I do think that there's a lot more that we can do with this story. Because if I was being so lenient, Halloween Apocalypse probably could have been a 10 out of 10 just for pure thrills. So I have to be a little bit more critical because I do think that something like a Once Upon a Time or Village of the Angels or Survivors of the Flux, all those could very much be like true 10 out of 10s. And I don't want my present viewing to shape any kind of disappointment coming forward. So keep it an open mind, 9.5 out of 10. And there you have it, guys. There's my general thoughts on the War of the Sontarans, Chapter 2 of Doctor Who Series 13, titled Flux. Make sure to leave a like and leave a comment, and make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring a little bell or whatnot for notifications. That's all I have for today. Make sure to check out my live on Sunday, Once Upon Time. I'd love to see more of you Doctor Who fans out there interacting with. I unfortunately got a lot of trolls last time, but still an enjoyable experience. Still being able to converse with people was fun. So anyways, you guys have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you on Sunday. Bye.